Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard, and today we are here for a book talk. I'm going to start calling these book talks because I feel like when I say weekly wrap up, I get a lot of views. Or I used to get a lot of views then, but then those videos are kind of dated, and no one ever has the need or want to ever watch them again after that point. So I'm going to start calling these weekly book talks, but what they really are going to be between you and me are my wrap ups, where I show you what I read, what I got, what I'm going to read, and kind of go from there. So, I probably going to start with what I read if I am prepared, and I think I am. So, um, almost. All right, yeah. So this week, and really, this is probably more of a wrap up from like the beginning of the month. These are the books that I've read this month. I've gotten through three books in 12 days. Not a lot, but and some of them are short. But I did read Festival by Christopher Golden and Tim Levin. Enjoyed this. It is a book about a music festival and like Viking um, um, I don't know, like a Viking, a haunted Viking war ground, and the Vikings, I don't know. Anyway, come back to, I guess, menace the festival goers. So, pretty cool, quick read though, like 70 pages. Got some art in there. You know, some pretty cool art to break up the reading, that type of stuff. But this is Festival by Tim Levin and Christopher Golden. Um, I also finished Hyde by Kirsten White. That's right, didn't it? Kirsten White, yeah. So I'll be reviewing this one really soon. It is a modern day game of hide and seek in an abandoned um, theme park, amusement park, which ought to really I mean, that's right up my alley. That sounds like something I would absolutely love. Ultimately, I didn't wind up loving this book. I liked it, I think. Again, I have to review it. We're going to have to talk about it. But this is Hyde by Kirsten White. And then I also read um, The Impossible Fortress, a novel by Jason Rekulak. This is his first novel. His second novel, I think it's called Hidden Pictures. Yeah, it's right there. It's Hidden Pictures. Was definitely a horror novel, or this one is not. Got an '80s feel, a bit of the Goonies. I mean, again, not chasing down treasure type of Goonies, but 1980s young boys coming of age. I enjoyed it. I'm probably somewhere around three, but again, gonna have to talk about it. Gonna have to review it. But I did finish The Impossible Fortress, a novel by Jason Rekulak. I will say that between this and Hidden Pictures, I'm a fan of the dude's work. Those are the only two novels I believe that he has out. I will, be definitely picking up whatever comes next and continuing on with the guy's work. So, The Impossible Fortress. And I have started Sundial by Catriona Ward. I'm only like 3 pages into it, but I did the post about my book haul and helped me pick my TBR, and Expendable Mudge recommended that I get into that one pretty quickly. So I did. So that's the one that I'm going to be reading next, and I've got. I thought I brought it in here. I've got Broad Street Bastard by Chad Lutsky. Again, a shorter novella novel or whatever that I'm going to be reading as well. So I've got some books to show you, some stuff that I got. That's what I'll be reading. I'll be reading Sundial. I'll be reading Broad Street Bastard. I'm probably going to be starting something with some short stories in it because I haven't really gotten back into anything that short story wise. So I'll probably be doing that as well this week. But yeah, so I went to Half Price Books yesterday, and was it yesterday? No, it was Saturday. But some good finds. Honestly, haven't been finding a shit ton of stuff there. I kind of feel like when you go in there now, the shelves are a bit more empty than they used to be, and I'm wondering if Pango. I don't know if you use. I use Pango. I sell books on Pango, but I wonder if Pango's kind of killed people dropping their stuff off at half price books. I never was a fan of that. I would take boxes and boxes of shit in there, and they'd be like, all right, here's $15.37, that type deal. I mean, that's just my personal experience with it. But you know, anyway, so I don't know. I wonder if Pango has affected the inventory that half price books gets in. But I have never read Don's Macabre. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I've never read it. I've owned copies off and on throughout my book collecting and dumping and collecting and dumping. But anyway, this was in really nice condition, spine not broke at all, and it was $3.99. So I picked that up. I'd like to maybe read it this year. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I picked that up, and I also picked up Robert McCammon. I got on a Robert McCammon Robert McCammon kick last year. Read, I want to say, like first 4 books he put out, something like that. I read Bale, and I read oh hell, I'm drawing a blank on some of the other ones. But anyway, I have not read the Wolf's Hour. Werewolf stuff really isn't my jam, but I know that these vintage covers of his sometimes I mean, I bought some of his stuff for like $25 for a single book. If I needed it, like if it was next up for me to read or whatever. But picked that up for $3.99. So the only thing I bought off the discount shelf in the back of the store was Beyond Rue Morgue. It is Further Tales of Edgar Allan Poe's First Detective. It's got Clive Barker and Mike Carey and Joe Lansdale and a bunch of other people in here. It's an anthology or whatever, but picked that up, paid $3 for that one. And then much the same, I've owned hardcover copies of Salem's Lot. Bought and sold them over and over and over again. Again, I like to build a collection and dump it, and build a collection and dump it. But I needed this one back on my shelves, which I don't actively have shelves up here, but maybe one day I'll put it back together. But anyway, so $17.99 for a hardcover copy of Salem's Lot. I mean, I don't think it's first edition. I don't honestly know how to look at it and tell if it absolutely is first edition. It does not say anything in here, but anyway, I was kind of happy to find that for less than the price of a brand new hardcover like at Barnes and Noble or whatever. And then picked this up. It's a reprint. I mean, I mean, the oldest date in here is like the 60s, but it says copyright 1939 and copyright renewed 1967. I don't know but it's a hardcover copy of The Grapes of Wrath, and it's in beautiful condition. Plastic slipcase on it and whatnot, and I paid $10 for a nice hardcover copy of The Grapes of Wrath. So I went to half price books, believe it or not, the previous week. I only bought 2 books. These were regular price. I think I paid around $8 for each of them, but stuff that I had seen in my feed that I think I want to read, pretty soon. But I got This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno, and I got When the Reckoning Comes by LaTanya McQueen. I've read a couple of Roca books in the last month, picked up a couple other ones. I believe I got both of these from Pango. I got Everything the Darkness Eats by Eric LaRocca, and I got You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca. I bought a bunch of books at Goodwill, went on a Goodwill run, and most of them, again, they go straight into the Pango store, but this one I'm keeping because I don't think I've ever read Thomas Ligotti, but I've heard a lot about Thomas Ligotti. The cover's cool. This one's called The Conspiracy Against the Human Race by Thomas Ligotti. So I picked that up. And then The Fuzzy Duck. Again, The Fuzzy Duck is the coffee shop Coffee Tree Books is the bookstore, but they are together in Moorhead, Kentucky, my favorite independent small bookstore that I've ever been in. But they always have a discount rack in the back. I showed you Into the Sublime, which I got off of that and I've already read, but I got a book here called The Ballad of Trenchmouth Taggart by M. Glenn Taylor. Not horror, I don't think, but I think it's more, I think it might be like an Appalachian noir type thing. But I picked that up, paid $5.99 for it. And I got The Night Always Comes by Willie Vlaughton. Again, it looks like dark country noir or Appalachian stuff or whatever. But picked that up too. I think I paid like $4.99 for that one. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's going to be my book talk for the week. I've got a shit ton of stuff to get through, a shit ton of stuff to get back to reviewing. I think I've already done a couple reviews that you'll get this week. I think one of them is The Stepford Wives by Ira Levin, and I think one of them might be Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. So I'll have some reviews coming for those, and then I'm going to shoot some more on the books that I've been reading since I got back into this. So this is Well Red Beard. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for being here. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe. Also, follow me on Goodreads or friend me on Goodreads, because I'm not very good at like searching for people out there. But anyway, I've got like 3 people I think on Goodreads at this point. So and I plan on doing a lot more out there as far as reviewing and whatnot. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.